Well, this was the last day of a rare summer session here at Queen's Park. It ended as the Ford government passed Bill 5. That's the legislation I was telling you about earlier that allows the province to cut Toronto City Council almost in half. It's an announcement Doug Ford made a couple of weeks ago that took many by surprise, I'm told, even within his own government. But it was just one of the many twists and turns with this new government over the past month. The Conservative government hit the ground running, making many election campaign promises become a reality. You could almost feel a sense of relief from MPPs when they broke.
How are you? I'm good. How are you? Oh, look, it's been a wild run, eh?
That is an understatement of epic proportion. This was a government determined to prove to voters it was going to get things done, and it worked at lightning speed. Here are some of its major moves. Hydro One CEO, dubbed the $6 million man by Doug Ford on the campaign trail, gone.
They're gone. They're done.
Cap and trade, the Liberal plan to reduce gashouse emissions, axed. And so were green energy programs funded by cap and trade.
Cancelling the cap and trade carbon tax is the right thing to do.
Buck a beer.
We are launching the Buck a Beer Challenge.
One of the more popular campaign promises, it's coming to you by Labor Day. Cannabis sales are going private, and the updated sex ed curriculum is going to be replaced by the old one written back in 1998. And the rookie education minister has been struggling under intense pressure ever since.
I would say that you are under the hot seat more than virtually all other ministers combined. How have you found this session, and are you relieved it is about to come to an end?
I actually am absolutely honored to have the opportunity to act as the Minister of Education for the province of Ontario.
And I'm proud to be a Canadian.
The tone in the legislature was intensely combative on all sides.
Leader of the opposition, you won't ever have to worry about acting like a leader.
The Premier is acting like a dictator.
And it hit a new low with accusations the NDP mocked a PC MPP's accent.
It's very regrettable, some of the words that are being used in this legislation today. Very regrettable.
Any regrets? I mean, do you think you should have used the term fake news? Do you think you need to tone it down a little bit sometimes in the legislature?
Yeah, you know something? I regretted the fake news the minute it came out of my mouth.
The government's relationship with the media got off to a rocky start, with few questions allowed and staffers drowning out reporters at the end of announcements by clapping loudly.
Were you instructed to clap? Like, who tells you to clap?
The government now says that practice will end, and a truce of sorts is in effect.
What have you learned that when you come back that you would like to do differently?
I have learned that being the House Leader is a very, very busy job.
There's learning on the NDP side as well as the official opposition.
We're going to strategize come the fall, regroup. Of course, you know, we have a lot of new MPPs, and so they're still, finding their feet.
While the Liberals struggle after losing party status.
We had 1.1 million votes. It yielded 7 seats.
Right.
The Conservatives got twice as much. We're up to 2.3, a little bit more, 2.3. They got 76 seats. So those 1.1 million people, their voice needs to be effective.
And then there's Mike Schreiner, making history as the first Green member elected in Ontario. A party of one.
Are you a little lonely in the legislature sometimes?
You know what? I think you've seen me probably making friends with members across the aisle, NDP, Liberals and Conservatives. So yes, I would, after the next election, I'd certainly like to have a few more Greens here, so we have a caucus, but I think I'm holding my own.
And the MPPs will all be back at it here on September 24th when the legislature resumes. And that's when the tough work is really going to begin. Announcing the new programs is one thing, implementing them is a far greater challenge.